Hello students, good morning. In AI Unit 3 Knowledge Representation Issues, I will start the unit in the previous video lecture and two topics are completed. Now today I start the next topic which name is Approaches to Knowledge Representation. Here different approaches are given and the knowledge representation properties are also given. Total 4 properties are given. Then knowledge representation schemes are given. So I will start with the properties. A good knowledge representation enables fast and accurate access to knowledge and understanding of the content. We know that what is knowledge and what is representation. Okay, we have knowledge, but we can't represent the knowledge or we can't explain the knowledge, then our knowledge is waste. Okay, so we can find the proper representation technique and we can use that technique and correct the knowledge and then understand the knowledge. Now 4 different properties are given for knowledge representation system. First is representational adequacy. Adequacy means acceptability. How we can accept the representation. Second is inferential adequacy. Third is inferential efficiency. Fourth is acquisitional efficiency. Okay. So first is representational adequacy. In this property, we can find out the acceptability, how we can accept the representation. Okay, and the ability to represent all kind of knowledge that are needed in that domain. If we can select one domain and then we can find out the all topics of that domain and we can choose some particular one topic and on that topic we know all the knowledge information. Okay, it is the first property. Second is inferential adequacy, means suppose we can suppose and then we can accept the representation. Okay, the ability to manipulate the representational structure to derive new structures corresponding to new knowledge inferred from old. And here we can find out the representational structure, how we can represent the data. Okay, and then find out the new structure from the old. We can use old data and then we can find out or we can generate the new data from that old data. This is the second property. Third property is inferential efficiency, means we can find out the probability. The ability to incorporate additional information into the knowledge structure that can be used to focus the attention of the inference mechanism in the most promising direction. In this third property, we can find out the extra information of the knowledge and then we can focus on some particular one domain or one topic and then find out its direction. Okay, this is our third property. Now fourth property is acquisitional efficiency, means additional, extra efficiency. The ability to acquire new knowledge using automatic methods wherever possible rather than reliance on human intervention, means human interaction. We can find out how the knowledge is used and what is the automatic method which is performed on human relation. Human can perform many methods and he can use that method which is best and which is latest. Okay, so here our four properties are completed. Now next is knowledge representation schemes. In these schemes, first is relational knowledge, second is inheritable knowledge, third is inferential knowledge, and fourth is procedural knowledge. Okay, one by one we learn all these four schemes. First is relational knowledge. Okay, the word relational means the relation between different knowledge. Okay, first the basic introduction is given, then we can take one example and then we can explain the relational knowledge. So we can start with the basic introduction. The simplest way to represent declarative facts is as a set of relations of the same sort used in the database system. We can find out the simple method and then we can use some simple representation so the user can easily understand the data in the database system. And when the representation is simple, then user can easily understand what is the method and then find out the relation between all database. Then provide a framework to compare two objects based on equivalent attributes. And then we can compare one object and its attribute. Next is any instance in which two different objects are compared is a relational type of knowledge. And then we can find out the different types of knowledge which is present in between different objects. In object we can take college and students and its attributes are student's name, phone number, address. Okay, and then we can find out the relation between different attributes. Here one table is shown as a simple way to store facts. The facts about a set of objects. Objects are different person names, or we can take player, height, weight, bats, shows, different columns. Okay, as shown in this table. These all are our objects. Okay, and then the representation provide little opportunity for inference. Then we can find out which player is best. Okay, here the four different players are given: Aaron, Mays, Ruth and Williams. Okay. Given the facts, it is not possible to answer simple question. From this table, we can give the answer. Okay. Which question answer? Who is the heaviest player? Here all players' names are given and their height, weight are also given. Okay. Which player weight is maximum? 215 and its height is 6'2". But Williams' height is 6'3" and its weight is 205. So we can say that Ruth and Williams are heaviest player. But if a procedure for finding heaviest player is provided, then these facts will enable that procedure to compute an answer. Now we can apply some procedure and then find out which player is heaviest. Okay, so we can ask the things like who bats left and throw right. One player that bats left hand side and throws ball at right hand side means the player use both hands. Okay, so we can say that that player is best. And in this table, Ruth and Williams both are left hand bats and throw balls at left and right. Okay, so we can say that Williams is the heaviest player from this table. Okay, you can take another example and then explain the relational knowledge. Okay, now the another schemes are inheritable knowledge, its basic explanation and its diagram is given. Then third is inferential knowledge, its basic introduction, example, its advantages and disadvantages are given. Then fourth is procedural knowledge, its basic introduction, advantages and disadvantages are given. So these schemes, three schemes I explain in the next lecture. Now I revise the topics which are completed in the unit 3. Okay, in the unit 3 we can start with the basic introduction portion. What is knowledge? What is representation? Okay, its definition, basic introduction, then types of knowledge, implicit and explicit knowledge. Then two different levels are given, knowledge level and symbol level. Then one diagram is given, figure 3.1, mapping between facts and representation. First topic, okay, representation and knowledge. Then second topic is framework of knowledge representation. In this topic we can given the diagram figure 3.2 for knowledge representation framework. We can take one problem and find out the problem solution. Okay, and here some steps are given. Then mapping between facts and representation, how we can represent the facts, its basic scenario is given in figure 3.3. These two topics are completed in the previous video lecture. Now today I start the third topic, which name is approaches to knowledge representation. Okay, in this topic we can given 4 different properties of knowledge representation. First is representational adequacy, second is inferential adequacy, third is inferential efficiency, and fourth is acquisitional efficiency. And then knowledge representation schemes are given. First schemes is completed. Now I can explain the next 3 schemes in the next video lecture. Okay, thank you.